Welcome back, everybody, to the 1987 Supermod and our AWA save. I gotta give you a heads up right off the bat. I just recorded an entire half-hour episode before this, going over Live Event Tour 71. When I was completed with the broadcast, I learned when I was going to go edit that I had the mic turned off the whole time. So I apologize, everybody, but we're moving into Live Event Tour 72. However, we are going to use the same card that you would have seen for 71. Also, we were originally scheduled for Tour 72 to wrestle out of San Francisco, California. Instead, we are going to wrestle out of Oakland, California, which was a spot that the AWA ran on a few occasions. Now, we have some big news that I went over in thorough detail last episode that, of course, never recorded. We were able to sign the one, the only Iron Sheik. So, for those of you that may not know, the Iron Sheik got himself fired in July of 1987 along with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. The two were engaged in a feud and were touring around the country wrestling each other, and they decided it was a good idea during the height of the kayfabe era to ride together in a rental car to the next town. Apparently, somewhere along that trip, they stopped at a convenience store and bought some beers. And not only were they drinking in the vehicle, but when they were pulled over, Hacksaw Jim Duggan was caught with a couple of doobies, and the Iron Sheik was caught with that white substance, most frequently called cocaine, or also known as yayo, or known as a million other names. So both were arrested. The Iron Sheik had a little bit more severe of charges on him than Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Both, however, were released. They thought they were going to get away with it, that maybe the WWF would never find out. Unfortunately for both of them, the media, both local and national, jumped all over it, and their faces were in every newspaper, and their faces were on every news outlet. So Vince McMahon the next day fired both the Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, but as we know from history, he brought both of them back a few months later. But in our game, being realistic, the WWF has fired Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan just last month, and I have decided, since on our tour schedule, and I'll show you, we have an open slot here, okay? So I decided to go ahead and sign the Iron Sheik, and then that would give us a completed 3-card tour. We are going to have the Iron Sheik wrestle Ray Stevens to complete that 8th bout. Okay? So, the other thing that's interesting to know about the Iron Sheik that a lot of people don't know is that the Iron Sheik was part of the 1972 training camp along with Jim Brunzell, Ric Flair, Ken Patera, Greg Gagne, and a few others. Iron Sheik learned a lot from Vern Gagne as far as pro wrestling. Vern Gagne got Iron Sheik his start, and Sheik remained friends with the Gagnes all the way until the AWA closed and beyond. And in between getting fired from the WWF and then returning like the Sheik did so many times, he would work dates for the AWA. So what we've done here is pretty realistic, bringing the Sheik back, and I see no reason why we shouldn't be able to use him tonight. We're just going to have to figure out where we're going to fit him in. Now, here's one problem for our card. LKC and Lawler will not be able to happen because of the fact that, like I said, I recorded the last show with this card 71 already for event 71, and that was Lawler's last date in the deal on his loan period. So I have to work a new deal out in order to get Lawler back. So we are not going to have LKC versus Jerry Lawler tonight in Oakland. So we'll make some adjustments. And I think in place of that match, we are going to make that match instead Iron Sheik versus Ray Stevens, just as we had originally planned for the next week, as you can see, where they'll fit into the card. So we'll do the same thing just obviously absent LKC versus Lawler. So here we go. Everything is set so far in the card. We have booked the venue. We're going to go ahead and deal with our backstage incidents. And again, these are all protege deals, so we really don't have to pay too much attention to them. Let's see who's absent and see if there's any other wild cards thrown our way. And no, it looks like we're good to go for this card. So let's go ahead and start booking. And again, big excitement from our last show, which was technically 2 shows ago until I forgot to hit record. The Midnight Express, our new World Tag Team Champions, after they defeated the Midnight Rockers in Salt Lake City, Utah. So here we go. Let's get booking. Our first match is going to be Vivian Vachon versus Sherry Martel. Let's see if Martel will let Vachon get a DQ win. She has blocked us before, but let's see if she does it again. And there's Sherry. You know, for those of you that may have been too young and not gotten to see Sherry Martel live or even on television, she was really something else as a women's wrestler. She's got to be up there in top 10 of all time. She was terrific. So let's go ahead and get a DQ going here. And let's see if Sherry buys off on this. Oh, and she still doesn't. Wow. Okay, we're going to drop Vivian as the winner. We're going to leave it as a DQ. And let's hope that Vivian gets the DQ over Sherry. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. Okay, our next match, we're going to have the Guerrero brothers versus the Russians. And you know what? We've been talking a while about doing a 6-man. So let's go ahead and do that 6-man now and have some fun with it. This is an opportunity to do so since we know Lawler is not available to us. So, tag teams, let's put the Russians in there. And then back to single view. And we'll put the Sheik in there with them. And then we know all 3 Guerrero brothers are going to work on this one. This is the first time I've had Eddie tag with Hector and Chavo. So obviously we know they're going to have great chemistry and it's going to work out well for us. So I'm going to leave this one open-ended. We'll let the computer decide who's going to win. This should only be a 12-minute match, but we're going to let it go 14 since it's a special 6-man. So we have the Guerrero brothers versus LKC and the Russians. Okay, that'll be a fun one. I look forward to seeing how that one works out, especially since we're in the Southwest and we know the Guerrero brothers are popular in the Southwest. So we have Ali Khan versus the Assassin again. This match will also be 14 minutes. We're going to leave this one open-ended, see who wins. Okay, here's LKC and Lawler, which has now been removed. So we're going to have the Iron Sheik make his debut versus Ray Stevens. These two probably wrestled each other 100 times before this in the 70s and 80s. We're going to give them one more and see how they do together. We're going to leave this one open-ended again. It doesn't matter who wins. This is a good match for the Southwest. Iron Sheik is still pretty hot off of WWF TV, so he should be pretty well over. Next match we're going to do is Gagne versus Robinson. We know these two have excellent chemistry together. They've put on some really good matches. We are in the Southwest territory, though. It's probably going to have an impact on them. Their popularity may not be as high as it has been in other regions. Here's Billy Robinson. Again, we learned that a technical match doesn't work out too well for these two. Gagne, I think, has won like the last 3 matches. Let's double check that, because I think we need to have Billy Robinson get a win. Okay, so that was where I ran the card that doesn't count. So we're going to give Robinson the win again over Gagne to try to keep it somewhat even. Okay, and we got McDaniel and Von Raschke versus Rose and Summers. You know what? I have an idea that De Beers and Slaughter probably is not going to go over very well in the Southwest region. Why don't we make this match the main event? This will probably give us a better score. And we're going to have Wahoo go over here. Because as we know, Rose and Summers have gone over the last match. We're going to make this one an epic. All four of these men have the psychology for a good epic. So we're going to have De Beers versus Slaughter as the semi-main. And you know what? We should get crazy here. We should get De Beers over Slaughter. And we should have him cheat. That should make for an interesting match. Hopefully, Slaughter will let us do it. So we're going to go with a tainted finish here. Where's that at? It's sneaking up on me. There it is. And we're going to adjust it. We're going to drop it down one. So there's our card, just over 2 hours. Remember, this should have been show number 71, but it's now 72 because I forgot to turn the microphone on. Okay, so we got a fun card lined up here. We're in Oakland, California. Let's see what we can do, changing things up here and putting McDaniel and Von Raschke versus Rose and Summers in the main. Here we go, folks. All right, and Sherry Martel still gets the win over Vivian Vachon. This is getting disappointing because Vachon needs to get a couple wins. We're going to have to figure out how to make that happen. If I have to edit Martel, I will, but something needs to change here because Martel just continues to go over. All right, how did this one go? Excellent. The Guerrero brothers beat the Russians in LKC. And some pretty high scores there for the Guerrero brothers. 68 is not a terrible score. So I bet you Hector's fatigued. That's probably why his number dropped a little bit. And we know Eddie's brand new, so his popularity is not up there yet. But overall, that's a fun six-man. And that definitely would have been a fun six-man in Oakland, California in 1987. So the Assassin beats Ali Khan again with the Assassin lock. No surprise there. Ali Khan's a young wrestler, so him losing to the Assassin like this isn't going to hurt anything. So the Iron Sheik beats Ray Stevens in California. Wow. Wow. There we go. We got a 73 overall for that one. And boy, what a shocking result. I thought for certain Stevens was going to go over Sheiky, but that's okay. Again, this isn't going to hurt either of these guys. It's just good for the card overall. So Gagne versus Robinson. Robinson beats Gagne. Clean. They got good chemistry. They score a nice score of 67. Again, Gagne Gagne and Robinson just might not be that popular in the Southwest region. But that'll change. We're going to keep running the area, and they'll keep gaining. So De Beers versus Slaughter, just like I thought. It was a low score. Both of these men must be lacking in popularity in the area. De Beers goes ahead and gets the win by cheating. Good. We needed that. Slaughter did need to drop one to De Beers, and this was a good spot to do it. Let's see what this main event does. This I'm excited about, making the change here. Bam! Exactly what we hoped for, exactly what we needed. That is a very nice score. So Buddy Rose is obviously very popular in the Southwest region. That is a good score across the board. You know what? I forgot that Martel is with Rose and Summers, so that only helps. So that is a good score for a main event with these four men in it. maybe we'll look into making that into a permanent change and put De Beers and Slaughter below them. But we'll have to see. Vern Gagne was the road agent. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good match. Let's see what it does for the card overall. No popularity changes with a 79. We may be maxed out already with the 2 TV shows for popularity. That could be what held us back from getting another gain. So let's do something different here. Let's make a speech. Let's give Colonel De Beers some encouragement. Let's give Sergeant Slaughter some praise. And you know what? Let's not say give an encouragement. Let's compliment him on a good performance. And I would like to praise Buddy Rose here, who scored a 90 in that main event. Did an excellent job for us, so we're going to praise him for a great performance. We're going to cut our speech. De Beers is pleased, Slaughter's pleased, and Buddy Rose is pleased. All right, now check this out, folks. Check this out, okay? I told you before that it's next to impossible, even being in an alliance, to get Jerry Lawler on a loan, right? And even, I mean, they try to block you. You can only loan them so many times before they won't loan them to you anymore. So what I found I have to do is I have to cheat. I have to go in as another owner under Jerry Jarrett and then do a trade that way. So this time I have set up the trade for, again, 10 matches, and I'm going to trade the CWA Baron Von Raschke for Jerry Lawler for 10 shows, okay? So I have to go in as Jerry Jarrett here, and now they have, unfortunately, this night they have a card, so I have to like book their card for them in order to get to where I want to be. So I am going to breeze through this really quick because I don't know anything about any of this that's going on, and I really don't want to know. Looks like I'm screwing things up for them pretty badly. There's been a lot of negative impacts, but what am I going to do? So I'm going to have to do an AI booking here. And I don't think I've ever done that before. So that must be Auto Booker down here. And Book Hole Show. There we go. All right. So that's it. That's the show. I really don't care. We're going to skip right through all this. Great. We're getting guys injured now. So we're skipping right through. And there we go. It's finished. we lost popularity for them. So that sucks. Sorry, CWA. So we're scrolling right ahead here. When we get back, we should have some mail saying that the CWA has offered us a loan. Once they did, and once we accept it, we will go ahead and log back out as the CWA. So again, we got a really nice score for Championship Wrestling on ESPN, 1.3 million viewers. That's nice. So here should be our loan offer. There it is. We accept the proposal. So let's double check our roster. Make sure that we have Jerry Lawler back on the roster. We do. There is Jerry. So now we go here. We have to go back as the CWA. We're going to go back as Jerry Jarrett. So we are logged in now as Jerry Jarrett. And we are going to leave the game. Again, folks, I don't like to do this, but in this situation, to keep things realistic and to keep Jerry Lawler with us, I have to in order to make this possible. So that's it, folks. That does us in for tour number 72. And we're going to go ahead and make the adjustment here to 73. So all these wrestlers on the true 72 card get a week off. I don't think any of them are going to complain. We will come back next time with episode 11, and we will cover Winnipeg, Manitoba, and this card with the Midnight Rockers facing new World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express, in the main event for the World Tag Team title. Hopefully you're enjoying these episodes, you're enjoying these shows. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the good wrestling that we're seeing here with the AWA. This is a lot of fun trying to do this again as realistic as possible and relive what was going on in the AWA in 1987. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Please give us a like. Please go ahead and click subscribe. Stay with us. We're just getting going. We're hoping to build an empire here and to keep these fun shows continuing. If you would like this mod, please go to my website, www.braddrake.net/contact. Drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to send you a link to the Google page where you can download the 1987 Supermod. Also, if you are interested in communicating with other people that play this mod, we have a Facebook group that started, facebook.com/1987supermod, facebook.com/1987supermod. Join us, everybody. Have some fun. We'll be back next episode. Thanks a lot for paying attention and tuning in and joining us for this fun. Take care.